hi again. I'm Councillor Wade Cleveland, and this is Updates from the Edge. And we're still here over at the Yarmouth Fire Hall and in the Firefighters Lounge, which is a fantastic area here. And who I have with me today is one of the newest professional firefighters who came up through the volunteer ranks, Peter Nickerson, and the newest Platoon Chief, and that's Kevin Taylor. And we're going to talk a little bit about their journey from volunteer to professional and kind of beyond. So let's start with Kevin. Kevin, how long have you been associated with the fire department? When did you become a volunteer?
I joined in 2000, so I've been involved in the department for 22 years.
So what motivated you to get involved in the first place?
Actually, it was kind of a family thing. My great-grandfather was a volunteer with the fire department, my grandfather was, and my father was, so I decided it was time to help and put back into the community. And
kind of went by there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started in 2000. How long were you a volunteer before you ended up becoming a professional?
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
What does that take? Like, how does one transition from one to the other? Is it a matter of just applying for the job? You've gotten the training.
Yeah, you work on the training towards when you start, and the training is all offered through the department, and you set the goal and you work toward that, and you show the crew and the people around you that you're capable of doing the job, and that you can handle yourself on the scene, capabilities.
Okay.
Then when the job comes up, you apply.
And there you are.
Yeah.
Now, from there, you've become Platoon Chief.
Yeah.
Now, what does it take between being just a professional to becoming Platoon Chief? Is there something special in that?
Yeah, it's a different journey. It's all done through the department again, but you basically you start training, but it's more of a leadership role that you're training in at that point, and so you start doing leadership training through Dalhousie University. I took a leadership for fire management, and then you work on budget stuff too, where you're in charge of some budget stuff, so do some training on developing budgets and how to work with budgets. And I mean, basically the department, the chief and stuff, they do a good job at setting out the plan for you. If you want to go in that direction, you follow the plan and you can work towards it.
Is it a matter of, letting the chief or letting whomever know that you're kind of interested in kind of taking that journey?
Yeah. For me personally, when you talk to the people in charge of training, and since I was career, there was 2 different people in charge of it, so I told them my intentions, and they started putting me on the path to that direction. We took a fire officer's course and did that, and then went on the Dalhousie. That's a year's course of online training, and then some online stuff with leadership and budgets and stuff. And they put you on the path towards there, and then when the job comes up, you apply. And
so what does a platoon chief do? How many people are under you? How does this work?
It's just in the span of control. It's just myself, and the daily basis I got the firefighter engineer below me, but then on scene you got the volunteers stuff below you. You're basically on the scene, you're in command, you're the commanding officer and making the calls and stuff. And then when we're not just at the station, we all have our own portfolio for budgetary stuff, and we keep track of that and allocate the money for where it needs to be spent for the portfolio.
Very cool. Okay, so from there we'll be joined by Peter. Peter, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
When did you start as a volunteer?
I joined the department in 2006. I started out same as Kevin, basically right from day one, just take your training, moved right up through. I actually did my level 1 and level 2 at the same time within the first year and a half.
That had to be intense.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, so I moved through that and then slowly progressed through the ranks of lieutenant and captain, and up until
Now,
I've held captain's position. So
was it always the goal to eventually become a full-time professional firefighter, or was it something that, you know, as you realized, hey, I really like this, it kind of went from there?
it's always been in the back of my mind, but it's never. I wouldn't say it was a goal, but I've always trained for that, just in case the opportunity come about. You know, I always take the training, try to do the best that I can, be the best I can, you know, and eventually it evolves into where I am today.
Now, when did you officially become a professional firefighter?
The 12th of February was my first day.
Is that right? So it's really recent in the
Yeah.
last few months.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Like, are you feeling the difference being here all the time? That it's now your job?
It is a bit different. It's a different kind of setup. I'm pretty well used to what happens, like on the fire ground. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I said, I've held leadership roles, so I know how things work and as far as that goes. But it is different being here for 24 hours. And,
I would think so.
yeah, it's a little different.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's bring in the chief. Chief Mike DeVoe. We'll get him to come in and have a seat because we talk a lot about recruitment. We've been doing this for a while, trying to get the volunteers to come in, people who are interested to kind of build up the ranks and have those volunteers. But there's also kind of, as we see here, there's kind of a line between, you know, you get your training and all of a sudden you can become a professional firefighter.
Yep.
I know you. Should I pause?
Hey,
Bother
it's
you
real
guys.
life.
All right. So we'll continue on. Has it always been? I know that when you started talking about this role, about kind of developing these volunteers, that you were talking about getting people to move into the ranks, that make them aware that there's this chance to eventually become a professional.
Absolutely, yeah. When my idea for this is that when we bring anybody new, into the fire department, I make it very clear. The training committee makes it very clear that there's always the potential for you to, if you like this and you see it as something you may want to do as a career, that opportunity is there. So we do our very best, myself and the training committee and the career staff, to mentor the guys and girls so that they're capable and ready to take on these roles. Because we want very much to be able to hire our local talent, keep it in the community. It helps to give back to the community. The community sees the good things we're doing, and it works.
Now you've been talking a bit to me about kind of developing an area where training can take place here. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's correct. So we had an existing training building. It's a block structure behind the fire hall for training, but it wasn't quite set up for doing complete live fire training, and that's we need to train our volunteers and our staff with real fire under safe circumstances. Of course, there's safety protocols in place, but so we've been working on kind of finishing off that fire ground and making it versatile so we can do those live fire trainings. We're almost at the point now where we're ready to be able to do that live fire training. In fact, the fellow you interviewed earlier there, Alfred, is going to use that facility in the next few weeks to do his live fire training. The plan, my vision for that facility is we're going to continue to build on it with props and structures, and be able to eventually be a regional training facility. I'd like for our firefighters to be able to start here when they first walk in the door and train through to the end and become certified here at Yarmouth Fire Department. We'll be using third parties to be involved with some of that training for specific reasons around having that certified. But it's good for the community, and it's good for the area that we're able to have this facilities. The other local fire departments, we're gonna work very hard with those fire departments to train with us at our facility, and we'll all be at the same level as far as our training and the way we do our business.
It's excellent. Now, if somebody out there is watching right now and they're thinking, gee, I'd like to at least look at becoming a volunteer, how do they do that?
Well, they can go online and they can just Google helpfightfire.ca, or they can stop in the fire station. We're getting in a little bit warmer weather, so you're going to see the guys out for the day a little bit more, doing daily inspections on the trucks. We try and engage with the community as much as we possibly can. So obviously it's a secure facility, but we have ways that we can engage with people. If they're interested, we'll bring them in and we'll have chats with them.
Sounds good. Guys, thank you very much for your service, and congratulations for moving up the line. Chief Mike DeVoe, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
And if you're interested in joining, it's as easy as going online, as mentioned, or just come here to the fire hall and get some information and dip your feet in and see how it goes.